Morning. It seems like a new beginning. As the sun slowly filters into your room, your body prepares to carry you into a new day. But what if this preparation is quietly wearing you down? After 60, every morning is a message from your body. And learning how to read that message correctly could be the key to a longer, healthier life. Many people say, "My morning routine is my own. It's nobody else's business." But the truth is, what you do in those early hours doesn't just affect your day. It impacts your organs, your heart, your brain, and even your lifespan. And the worst part? These habits are silent. They don't hurt. They don't warn you. They're just there. And while you repeat them the same way every day, they slowly continue to wear you down. Do you reach for your phone the moment you open your eyes? Do you skip breakfast and settle for just a cup of coffee? Do you start your day without even drinking water or rinsing your mouth? Perhaps your morning habits are returning to you as fatigue, forgetfulness, or chest tightness. And maybe you've blamed it on aging, but the truth is getting older isn't a flaw. Living unconsciously, however, is a quiet habit that may be consuming your health. According to the American Geriatric Society's 2023 report, 68% of people over 60 follow the same morning routine they've had for years, without change. And the most common complaints among them? Persistent fatigue, brain fog and poor concentration, sudden blood pressure spikes. Many of these are directly linked to the wrong choices made first thing in the morning. But here's the good news. It's never too late to change. Today we'll look at 7 common but dangerous morning habits. Each one may seem ordinary, but after 60, their effects on your body could be far greater than you realize. By the end of this video, you might stop skipping breakfast. You might choose the window over your phone. And maybe in this very morning will become the first one that begins your healing. If you're ready, let's begin together. 1. Remaining still and reaching for your phone right after waking up numbs both mind and body. When you open your eyes, it's tempting to stay in bed a few more minutes. Maybe you're tired or just want to stretch out that feeling of peace a little longer. Your hand instinctively reaches for the phone beside your pillow. You check notifications, browse the news, glance at the weather, maybe even scroll through social media. Your eyes are still cloudy, but your mind is trying to wake up in the glow of a screen. But in that moment, you may be unknowingly causing harm to your body, your spirit, and your mind. After 60, your biological rhythm becomes more delicate. The first 15-30 minutes after waking set the tone for the rest of your day. The choices you make in this short window send signals to your physical and mental systems about how they should function. Remaining still after waking, especially lying in bed for too long, slows circulation, keeps muscles passive, and throws off your morning blood pressure. Many older adults experience dizziness, imbalance, or fatigue in the morning, often due to this inactivity. Getting out of bed sends a command to your body. It's time to move. When this signal is delayed, your muscles stay sluggish, blood pools in your legs, and your brain gets less oxygen. Even though your eyes are open, your body remains stuck in the darkness of night. And when this physical stillness is combined with phone use, the situation gets even more complicated. Morning screen exposure suddenly suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone, and disrupts the balance of cortisol. Especially when scrolling through emotional stimuli like news or social media, the calm of morning is shattered. This leads to a spike in stress hormones, fueling anxiety and mental fatigue throughout the day. Let me share a real example. Ingrid, a 72-year-old retired secretary, doesn't need an alarm clock. Her body wakes her naturally at 6:30 a.m., but she doesn't get out of bed right away. First, she grabs her phone, checks messages, scrolls through news, views her grandchildren's social media posts. For about 40 minutes, she lies still, eyes fixed on the screen, body inactive. At first, it didn't seem like a problem, but gradually she began experiencing morning headaches, neck stiffness, and a foggy, out-of-it feeling that lasted all day. Her doctor asked her to reevaluate her morning habits. Instead of reaching for her phone, she started with light stretches, washed her face, and spent at least 10 minutes in natural daylight. Soon after, she noticed a clear difference. Now, she says, "I don't just feel like I've woken up, I actually feel awake." Science supports this too. Studies show that morning physical movement helps preserve muscle strength, boost brain function, and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Likewise, reducing early screen time lowers stress levels and improves blood pressure regulation, especially in older adults. So what can you do instead? You don't have to leap out of bed, but shifting to a sitting position or doing a light stretch within the first 5 minutes gets your blood flowing. Keep your phone across the room to reduce temptation. Open the curtains, let in sunlight, take a few deep breaths, or go for a short walk. These small actions signal your body the day has begun. Wake your mind not with screens, but with a book, prayer, meditation, or simply sitting by a peaceful window. And remember, the way you begin your morning shapes how the day treats you. Each morning is a new chance gifted to you by your body. Welcome it not with a screen, but with movement. 2. Skipping breakfast and starting the day with coffee quietly weakens your metabolism. You wake with the first light of day, but sometimes you have no appetite. Or it just feels easier to start the morning with a simple cup of coffee. I'm not really a breakfast person, you might tell yourself. But this habit as you age begins to quietly harm your body. After age 60, your metabolism naturally slows down. Muscle mass decreases, the digestive system becomes more sensitive, and energy production declines. And this is exactly when breakfast should kick in, like an engine jump-starting the body. Yet for many older adults, mornings begin without breakfast, or are simply passed with coffee alone. Skipping breakfast sends this message to the body. Energy is scarce today. Switch to conservation mode. This slows fat burning, speeds up muscle loss, and leads to more fatigue, poor concentration, and mood swings throughout the day. According to a 2022 report by the American Nutrition Association, adults over 65 who skip breakfast are 37% more likely to experience blood pressure fluctuations, insulin resistance, memory issues, and frequent mood changes. And when breakfast is skipped, hunger crashes often strike by noon. This leads to snacking on processed foods, sharp blood sugar spikes and drops, and a wave of fatigue. A balanced morning meal breaks this cycle from the start. But what about coffee? Coffee is seen by many as a morning ritual. Yet with age, the body's response to caffeine changes. After 60, caffeine lingers longer in the bloodstream. That means even your morning coffee can affect your blood pressure, irritability, and heart rhythm well into the afternoon. Plus, many people drink coffee on an empty stomach. This rapidly increases stomach acid, irritates the stomach lining, and intensifies reflux symptoms. Caffeine on an empty stomach also causes a spike in cortisol, the stress hormone, disrupting your body's natural rhythm for the day. The result? You may feel more tense, anxious, and emotionally unsettled throughout the day. 1 cup of coffee isn't harmful, of course, but drinking it on an empty stomach, skipping breakfast entirely, can slowly unsettle your body's balance over time. So what can you do instead? Even if you're not hungry in the morning, eat a few light, nourishing bites. A slice of whole grain bread, a few olives, a boiled egg, or a bit of yogurt can be enough. If you enjoy coffee, try to drink it at least 30 minutes after eating breakfast. Or begin your day with warm water, herbal tea, or lemon water to gently awaken your digestion. When you commit to breakfast for a few days, your body will gradually redevelop its morning appetite. Remember, your body functions on habit. The way you start your mornings, especially as you age, shapes not only your day, but the trajectory of your overall health. And please remember, breakfast isn't a luxury, it's a need. Your body wakes up expecting fuel. Welcome the day not just with caffeine, but with kindness. If you've been starting your mornings with just coffee or skipping breakfast altogether, share your experience in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to make a change. By liking this video, you help these insights reach more people. And by subscribing, you join us on the path to healthy aging. Because after 60, every morning is a second chance. 3. Starting the day with sugary foods. The beginning of metabolic imbalance. The craving for something sweet in the morning? Maybe it's a childhood habit, or the comfort of a cookie with coffee. Or perhaps it's simply convenient, like a piece of cake or a slice of toast with jam. But after the age of 60, starting your day with sugar can become one of the most quietly harmful habits, disrupting your body's natural balance. In the morning, blood sugar levels are particularly sensitive. Overnight, glucose levels drop, and the first thing you eat determines how sharply they rise. And if that first thing is sugary, your body experiences a rapid glucose spike. What follows? A rapid crash. These spikes and dips quickly lead to energy crashes, fatigue, shakiness, and emotional ups and downs. For those over 60, these fluctuations aren't as easily managed as in younger years. Insulin response slows. Cells don't process glucose as efficiently. This paves the way for diabetes risk, fatty liver, and metabolic syndrome. And here's the ironic part. When you eat something sweet, you feel good for a few minutes. But that temporary boost masks the internal imbalance already underway. This story highlights how unaware many of us are. Carl, a 68-year-old retired accountant, lives alone. He enjoyed starting his mornings with a slice of cake or toast with marmalade and a cup of coffee. For him, it was a sweet start to the day. But over time, he began experiencing morning headaches, hand tremors, and concentration issues. By the afternoon, he felt sluggish and drowsy. His doctor asked him to keep a detailed food journal. Carl was surprised to discover how often his breakfasts included sugar. What seemed like a harmless routine was, in reality, sending his blood sugar on a roller coaster. Changing the habit wasn't easy, but after a few weeks of switching to whole grain bread, a boiled egg, and unsweetened herbal tea, he began to feel more energetic in the mornings and more stable throughout the day. As he put it, "I used to wake up to sugar. Now I wake up to myself." This story isn't unique. Studies show that older adults who start their day with high sugar intake experience more frequent insulin fluctuations, emotional fatigue, low motivation, and even muscle loss throughout the day. Sugar also contributes to brain fog. When you start the day with sugar, your thoughts slow, reactions dull, and mental clarity fades within hours. This can worsen the natural cognitive slowdown that comes with age. So what's the solution? You don't have to give up sweet foods entirely, but it's important to move sugar out of the spotlight at breakfast. If you eat fruit in the morning, pair it with a protein. Try apple with yogurt or banana with a few almonds. Avoid processed foods like packaged cakes, sugary cereals, jams, and chocolate spreads as much as possible. Whole grain bread, eggs, cottage cheese, or avocado offer more balanced, lasting energy in the morning. Remember, the way you begin your day doesn't just set the tone for your mood, it sets the chemistry for your entire body. A sweet start might feel good for a moment, but in the long run, it can unsettle your body's balance. Subada. 4. Starting the day inactively. Risk of joint stiffness and muscle loss. When you first open your eyes in the morning, the warmth of the bed, the heaviness of the body, the desire to rest a little longer keep you where you are, staying a few more minutes, sleeping just a bit more. But with each passing minute, you might be silently putting strain on your body. After the age of 60, movement is no longer a choice, it's a necessity. Because as we age, muscle mass begins to decrease every year. Bones weaken, joints stiffen, and the body functions more slowly. And one of the main factors accelerating this process? Inactive mornings. Starting the day without movement means joints remain unlubricated, muscles lose flexibility, and circulation stays sluggish. And this doesn't just affect your morning, it directly impacts future muscle loss, balance issues, and fall risk. Many older adults notice that in the morning their fingers are stiff, knees feel tight, or their shoulders are hard to move. But they accept this as just part of aging. Yet this stiffness can be prevented and even reversed with just a few minutes of movement each morning. More than that, morning movement awakens not just the body, but the brain. Light exercise releases endorphins and dopamine, promoting mental clarity, better focus, and a more positive mood throughout the day. Inactive mornings, on the other hand, often lead to a mental fog that lingers all day. A simple 5-10-minute morning routine can stimulate blood circulation, lubricate joints, improve muscle flexibility, regulate heart rate, and refresh the mind. And this movement doesn't need to be intense. Gentle stretching while standing, raising your arms and taking deep breaths, rolling your shoulders back, slightly bending the knees to activate the legs, rotating wrists and ankles. These small moves help reconnect you with life each morning. And remember, these simple movements don't just benefit you today. They preserve your independence in the years ahead. Because as we age, one of the most valuable things we have is the freedom to move. And the simplest, cheapest, and most effective way to protect it is through consistent morning movement. Every inactive morning makes joints a bit stiffer, muscles a bit weaker. Over time, this leads to difficulties walking, a higher fall risk, and trouble climbing stairs. And unfortunately, once this cycle begins, it's much harder to reverse. So where should you start? On day 1, begin with just a few minutes of stretching. On day 2, add a short indoor walk. On day 3, breathe a bit deeper, stretch a bit longer, and slowly your body will begin to wake up with you, because the body repairs itself through movement. If you've noticed that being inactive in the mornings leaves you feeling more tired, stiff, or unmotivated throughout the day, share your experience in the comments. Your story might be just the nudge someone else needs to start moving. If you found value in this video, don't hesitate to show it with a like. And subscribe to join us on this journey toward healthy aging. Because movement is the quietest yet most powerful healing force in later life. 5. Inadequate water intake and delaying oral hygiene. Starting the day dehydrated and defenseless. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Do you check your phone, make coffee, or sit quietly without eating or drinking anything? But what about drinking water? Most people don't think much about drinking water in the morning. I just woke up, I'm not even thirsty, they say. But even while you sleep, your body keeps working. And in the morning, it's not just your mind that wakes up. Your organs do too. After the age of 60, your body becomes less resilient to dehydration. As you age, your kidneys retain less water, your cells regenerate more slowly when dehydrated, your blood thickens, and your heart has to work harder. If you're feeling tired, dizzy, or weak during the day, maybe your body is just trying to say, give me water. During the night, you go 6 to 8 hours without fluid intake. When you wake up, your body is already in a mild state of dehydration. This can lead to low blood pressure, mental fog, muscle cramps, poor circulation, especially in older adults. Yet many people reach for coffee first thing. But coffee, with its diuretic effect, actually increases fluid loss, which deepens the dehydration and leaves your body even more vulnerable. Drinking a glass of warm water in the morning can stimulate the digestive system, support the liver's detox function, trigger bowel movements, thin the blood and ease the heart's workload, refresh the brain. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin, oral hygiene. Many people drink water or eat breakfast before brushing their teeth. But overnight, bacteria in the mouth multiply significantly. If you don't brush your teeth in the morning, these bacteria enter your digestive system with your food. And this doesn't just affect your stomach, it can pose a risk to your heart and brain health too. Especially in older adults, there's a direct link between poor oral hygiene and cardiovascular disease. Studies show that people who neglect morning oral care have a 25% higher risk of heart attack, because the inflammatory cells from the mouth can damage blood vessels and trigger systemic inflammation. There's a real-life story that perfectly illustrates this. Joachim, a 75-year-old retired construction technician, would quickly eat breakfast in the morning and head out to run errands. He often forgot to drink water or brush his teeth after eating. Over time, he began experiencing morning dizziness, palpitations, and shortness of breath. Cardiologists found no structural issues with his heart, but when his morning routine was reviewed, the picture became clear. Lack of hydration and poor oral hygiene were putting his cardiovascular health at risk. Joachim began drinking a glass of warm water every morning, brushing his teeth before breakfast, and increasing his daily water intake. Within 2 weeks, his palpitations lessened and the dizziness disappeared. Drinking water seemed like such a small thing, but it turns out I was protecting my heart, he said. This isn't just his story. It reflects the silent but serious health consequences of minor morning oversights shared by thousands of older adults. So what should you do? Drink a glass of warm water as soon as you wake up. Add a few drops of lemon, a slice of cucumber, or a sprig of mint to make it more pleasant. Brush your teeth and clean your tongue before eating breakfast. If you wear dentures, clean them thoroughly each morning. And make sure to drink some water before you reach for that morning coffee. Remember, starting your day with water and hygiene is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to show respect to your body. 6. Starting the day with anxiety, a silent enemy affecting blood pressure and heart rhythm. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, your mind may already be racing. What do I have to do today? I need to pay that bill. I hope I remember what the doctor said. And before your body even leaves the bed, your heart starts to race. Your breath becomes shallow. A slight pressure builds in your chest. This is called morning anxiety. And in older adults, it's not just an emotional issue. It can quietly become a serious physical threat. After the age of 60, levels of the stress hormone cortisol naturally rise in the morning. This increase is normal. It helps wake the body and prepares it for the day. But when this natural spike is combined with intense mental worry, fear of the future, or emotional strain, cortisol can surge beyond healthy levels, leading to spikes in blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, fluctuations in blood sugar, slower digestion. Starting each day filled with worry puts your body into constant alert mode, like an alarm system waiting for danger that never comes. Over time, this chronic stress weakens the immune system, damages blood vessels, and may even contribute to conditions like Alzheimer's. If your inner voice each morning sounds like this, "I'm alone again today. No one's going to call me. This pain is never going away," then mental exhaustion becomes a physical burden. Yet mornings are sacred moments when your body resets and begins anew. Filling them with heavy thoughts paints your entire day in the same shadow. Another danger of anxious mornings is that they often meet a mind that hasn't fully woken up yet. This creates a perfect storm, a foggy brain crushed under a heavy list of to-dos. The result? Blood pressure swings, stomach discomfort, muscle tension, and the longer this cycle goes on, the more your body stops associating mornings with new beginnings and instead prepares for new fears. So what can you do? Don't immediately attach yourself to every thought that appears when you wake up. Start with a few deep breaths. Close your eyes and listen to your breathing for just 1 minute. Open a window. Let light and fresh air into your space. Let your body feel the beauty of the world outside. Try journaling. Writing down your thoughts first thing in the morning is a simple but powerful way to release anxiety. Most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Treat your morning self like a child you love, because your newly awakened body needs your compassion more than anything. Your morning mind is not your enemy. It's an old friend that simply needs your guidance. If you often wake up feeling uneasy, tense, or anxious, know that you are not alone. Share your thoughts in the comments. Maybe your words will shine a light for someone else. And if this video brought you helpful insights, support it with a like. Don't forget to subscribe, because every morning you deserve a reminder that you're not alone. 7. Starting the day alone. Mental fog and emotional decline. When you wake up and the house is silent, when no one says good morning, when the only sound you hear is the echo of your own thoughts, this loneliness, unnoticed at first, may slowly weigh on both your body and your spirit. Loneliness as we age becomes less visible but more powerful, especially in the early hours of the day. It can pull you into a quiet emotional void, because morning is when the mind is most vulnerable. And if there's no one to talk to, no shared smile, no simple exchange, the mind turns inward, the body feels heavier, and emotional decline begins. Many studies have shown that starting the day alone in older adults decreases mental stimulation, increases risk of depression, accelerates cognitive decline, leads to long-term memory loss and lack of motivation. Just a human voice, a moment of eye contact, a simple conversation. These small interactions trigger serotonin and dopamine in the brain, improving mood, supporting the immune system, boosting heart health, and even slowing cellular aging. One powerful story captures this truth well. Elizabeth, a 74-year-old retired teacher, began living alone after losing her husband. Her children lived in other cities. She woke up at the same time every day, made a quiet breakfast, read a bit, but most of the day passed in silence. One day she said, "Now I understand why I don't want to wake up in the mornings, because there was no one to look forward to. No voice, no face, no connection to draw her out of her own mind." Then a neighbor began stopping by each morning just to say good morning. At first it was a small gesture, but Elizabeth soon realized how much that brief greeting transformed her day. A week later, she began going for walks. 2 weeks later, she joined a neighborhood tea group. Now she wakes up with a sparkle in her eyes. Starting the day with a voice silenced the loneliness inside me, she says. This is not just Elizabeth's story. It reflects a silent truth felt by thousands of people who wake up each day without companionship. Mornings spent alone affect not only emotional health but physical well-being too. Loneliness raises cortisol levels, weakens the immune system, and harms cardiovascular health. Over time, this silence dulls thoughts, shrinks dreams, and erodes the desire to live fully. So what can you do? If there's no one to talk to in the morning, create visual or auditory stimulation. Turn on the radio. Listen to a familiar voice. Keep a journal. Writing is another way of hearing your own voice. Open the window, look outside, wave to someone, watch the birds. If possible, join a walking group or a morning tea circle. And most importantly, never underestimate the power of a hello or a smile, because that greeting doesn't just connect you to others, it reconnects you with yourself. Remember, your mind wakes up, but your spirit comes alive through connection. Being seen, being heard, even in the smallest way, might be what carries you into the next sunrise. Mornings, they are not just a reflection of a single day, but of a lifetime. And after the age of 60, each morning is an opportunity, a new beginning, a new choice, a new direction. What we discussed in this video wasn't just about habits. They were small decisions you make every morning, often without realizing it. But now you know. Staying still the moment you wake up, skipping breakfast, starting the day with sugar, surrendering to inactivity, ignoring thirst, inviting anxiety into your morning, and getting used to silence. These were silent shadows slowly harming your body, your mind, and your well-being. But now you hold the power to bring light to those shadows, because knowledge awakens you. And every morning isn't just about waking up. It's about having an awakening. By watching this video, you've already taken the first step. And maybe tomorrow morning, you'll reach for the window instead of your phone. Choose eggs over sugar. Seek a greeting instead of settling for silence. Know this, you're not alone on this journey. There are thousands of others here who feel the same, who ask the same questions. We're learning together, healing together. So please, join us in the comments. What are your morning habits? Like the video so this knowledge can reach more people. And subscribe, because with every new video, we walk beside you toward a longer, healthier, and more peaceful life. Because aging is not about nearing the end. It's about living life more consciously than ever before,